Hi guys, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I'm back with a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read, and I'll make this a quick one. It is still February 5th, 2019. I did do a union read today as well. That's already posted. And this read for the masculine was done at 3:39 today, p.m. And as I was starting the read, a helicopter flew over. The helicopter's been flying over my area much more than it used to. That's all I can say. The major arcana for the read were Starseed, which is usually the Fool. This is a Syrian Starseed deck, so in the traditional deck that would be the Fool. Rejection, which is traditionally the Hermit. Higher Self, which is traditionally the High Priestess. And then the Chariot, which is the Chariot. And the card underneath the underlying energy was Ascension. So there was that major arcana as well. There were 3 wands, 3 swords, 1 pentacle. The court cards were the Queen of Swords, Page of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and then the card after the read was the Knight of Cups. So 2 knights, a page, and the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords was in the past position. The coding was all about personal growth and love for the Divine Masculine. And the numbers that came up, it was very interesting. The only numbers that came up for the reads were 44 and 88. Or 48. But those were the only numbers in the whole read. 4, 4, and 8. And then also 331 came up. Really the coding message was very simple. It was interesting looking up EIG, what it stands for. Because it was ESPN, but eating is good, which I'd never think had an abbreviation. But that was really the message today. It was about eating well, okay? So important that eating is good for high vitamin C, okay? And like I've said that before, you can increase your vitamin C. Vitamin C is not going to hurt you because your body will rid yourself of anything that's extra. I was raised on taking multivitamin and vitamin C every day of my life, so definitely most people should be on a multivitamin and at least vitamin C, if not other supplements. Most people are vitamin D deficient as well, so if you've never had your vitamin levels tested, you might want to, especially if you're not feeling well. But otherwise, take vitamin C. It's being guided unless you've been specifically told you can't have vitamin C. Okay. But it's good reflection to see the key in your personal growth and love. Love yourself first, okay? By eating well, okay? Love your body by eating good foods. But EIG, ESPN, eating is good. Emitter identification guide, which is kind of interesting as the helicopter's flying over, right? And then Europe India Gateway, which is a submerged telecommunications gateway. And then EIGG is an island in Scotland, and then electromagnetically induced or grading. So electromagnetics is very much what we're talking about and experiencing. So as we start the read, like the underlying card was the 8 of Wands. So it's that expressing your passionate feelings. It's arrows of love, but also can be passionate communications, passionate back and forth movement of any kind. So it can be travel, it can be communications, it can be sports activities that involve quick movements, all that kind of thing. But it's about really about expressing your passionate feelings. Well, this is coming up, that the hermit is alone and with burdens, needs to eat well. Someone needs to not neglect themselves and feed themselves good food. Needing the courage to let go and fix things. And or there's a Leo out of control, or a masculine in their ego about money and savings. Or going to the doctor, but they can't figure out what's wrong with them, which happens a lot with twins because they go through all these ascension symptoms that, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just feeling the energies coming in. So, but people who are going in, most likely I was picking up was for things like back pain and headaches, okay? Sudden event, explosion or epiphany is exposed on how to be happy in a new life, cracking codes and being authentic and finding peace. Maybe some sculpture work. Maybe a hammer and chisel for some of the masculine. Finding peace alone by the grace of God, and good frames on the doors. So someone might have had an issue with some structural issues in their home or business. using cement blocks to secure something that's falling in. And also somebody heading to Horseshoe Bay portal. So I know Horseshoe is Bermuda. So I don't know if someone's going to Bermuda, but that's coming up. Could be another Horseshoe Bay, I suppose. But Queen of Swords is out doing her thing, so that's definitely representative of the Divine Feminine, but she's in the past position. Knights in White Satin came up as well, so moody blues. The masculine could be feeling really moody and in their blues right now. For the Knight of Cups reversed, so there could be some jealousy or insincerity energy here as well, as the wounded warrior lost the battle with their partner and may be jealous. No longer could run a three-legged race and not seeing eye to eye with them. So not only, you know, is this a three-way issue for the Divine Feminines, if they're Divine Masculines or with karmics or in marriages, but also because the Divine Masculine's partner could also be cheating or having a, or if they're not married, being, you know, another, seeing somebody else. Or maybe hung up on somebody from the past, you know, both ways. So calling in your soulmate is the underlying energy, and beneath that was worth waiting for. So it's been worth waiting for, and now you're calling in your soulmate, that yes, this is your soulmate. Imbalances of drinking and depression are out, as well as endings, death, and transformations. Have bow. Where's arrows? So someone like wants to shoot an arrow, but they can't find their bows. Queen of Cups came up here, and the King of Wands, giving hugs and possibly carrying sleepy kids home, just for the karmic and the masculine to go home and then not talk. Okay, so both in their perfect boots. This could be the feminine as well, the Divine Feminine. Both in their perfect boots of leather and gold, possibly talking of meeting up in the fall or the spring when their armor's all shed and hair is blowing in the wind. You know, when they're feeling free again. Both the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups are thinking of being together, but Lucy still got some explaining to do. And Lucy will like this, because I thought this was in the other read, but this is in this read, so you're getting plugged again. Synchronicities came up in the underlying energy, and beneath that was happy endings. So a happy ending, and now lots of synchronicities are coming. So when you go in the right direction, your synchronicities start accelerating. So the masculines may be experiencing that. Leaving the church, or separations, divorces, exposed in the aftermath of sudden events, overworking, and or grass overgrown. And there was another incident of grass growing through the ceiling. Also butterflies coming out with this warm weather. It was beautiful out today. It was warm, sunny. The squeaky wheel gets turned, but it's very old and rusty. Caught up in the spokes and chains, the more you struggle, the tighter it gets. Competitive business deals and not raking in money, or not making money, and overworking, can't focus. Burgundy tights came up again, and all alone at night working after fights. And that could just be competitive fights at work as well. There's no arousal anymore, and instead some masculines may be going limp after fights who used to get stimulated by fighting with their partner. Now they're not. They're just, their heart is not in it at all. Struggling to get out of his head, the box, this trap that he's in. Looking for clues and codes on how to get out of the escape room he's in. So especially if the masculines are having issues they haven't had before in this respect, they may be going to doctors to try to figure out why they're having trouble in their sex life when they don't realize it's ascension symptoms, and that we've told you before that unless you're with your twin, you may experience these problems, okay? Because you're not supposed to be with somebody else. Trying to be wise when you can't see eye to eye, but now to find peace, he finds he must express his own feelings, whether they like it or not, in order to close the deal. Recently, the Queen of Swords is covered in stuff, starting over, choosing path, maybe choosing a path with an out-of-control emperor. Or, now he may have lost his ego, because the Emperor reverse could be out of ego as well. At home, standing in his truth, or in harsh truths, and giving to others and performing to stay balanced and remembering to pay bills too. So this is both definitely coming up about the Divine Feminine in his perspective, okay? So the foundation is home and union. Bold move, unaware, or that the secret's out, standing in the truth no matter what, finding peace in their passions for the Divine Masculine, and calling in their soulmate. Centrally, in the heart of the masculine, is a brand new beginning, over the pain and stress, just sitting in bad feelings so he can offer new life to new love and union. Feeling badly, he took from her to give to Leo or his ego. The challenge being reflection, King of Swords, forced to hear the truth by one opening their heart to leap, have faith, and love him anyway. Clear on decision, strength of grounding and integrating, 5D world, and romantic flame tie. Now for the masculine, in his head and crowning, is anxiety, that the worst is over and coming together at work in the truth of unhappiness, but still getting over suffering of not being with the twin and our kids. Feet held to the fire, brick oven, as a matter of fact. Anxiety of shock or surprise, of sweet tweets still, and gates still open for him to choose a path of twin and walk away, dropping burdens and confessing, extending an olive branch to tell his story, how much he wanted to express this whole time, secret fantasy he kept quiet about. The Queen of Cups is feeling negative self-talk as the Magician manifests separation from karmic, to be with soulmate if she'll still have him after justice system is through with him. I thought it was 11:11. It's 11:22 now, but I was seeing 11:19, which is the sun and justice. So with everything becoming exposed, justice will come through. Okay. So if you'll still have him after the justice system is through with him, 2 spoons of healthy dose of humble, and where did my flame go? My secret high priestess and my own abilities and desires, how to apologize. Soon the seeker of flames is seeing synchronicities everywhere, looking back at his split and lies, seeking clarity. Having walked away free from Sagittarius drinker or potion maker for a new love, cherry on top fantasy, wounded warrior twin flame tie from the 5D world. He is higher self. He's learning his abilities, injured and cold, left behind as or by the King of Wands, but now getting over it. The cards that came up for the masculine are let go of control issues, as usual, and love yourself first, okay? It's just 12:22, which is the Fool taking that leap and being wise, okay? Seeing another perspective. Loving yourself first means not always letting everyone else have their way, okay? There will always be compromises, but it's not about letting others, walk all over you so much that now you're about to die because of overworking and stressing, and they get to do whatever they want. That's not love. That's not someone loving you. Okay? So let go of your own control issues. You're getting in your own way. Control is a block, okay? It's like frustration. If you're frustrated, you're blocking the natural flow of energy that wants to help you and give you everything you've ever wanted. So if you're controlled every day and you're stressed every day, you're blocking everything that you've ever wanted in your life. It's about letting go and going with the flow, okay? So around the Divine Masculine is the Knight of Pentacles, and it may be a proposal. Someone may not be in their power, still codependent, or spending some money to voluntarily chain himself to his twin, and very inspired. Clear blocks of Chariot, and being warlike, being pushy, having a big head, draining kids or illness, no opportunities, or feeling like a practical offer was rejected, being stubborn or just refusing to move or work. These are all blocks you need to clear. So love came up, like I said, in personal growth for the masculine. Protecting self to reap rewards that were sown. Karmic may be imbalanced, offering something practical to keep a secret rescue mission. An intervention, so there may be some kind of intervention someone wants to do with someone, so whether it's alcohol or something else, there may be something in some Divine Masculine's world like that. Resting and meditating, thinking too much, third-party suffering, and won't close her mouth or keep quiet. Maybe offering sex to Karmic or Divine Feminine to keep them quiet and protect himself. The Empress is complete in her world, either transformed already and tired of waiting, or doesn't need to transform. She already has had her dark night, and now just resting and meditating to help the Divine Masculine along. The Knight of Cups is emotional, expressing lots of feelings, and he's coming her way and being patient. So there's a quiet offering of love, implementing the Queen of Wands reversed separation. In the aftermath of self-love and new love, rejected in the past, can't focus at work due to the Queen of Pentacles, his new passion. Okay? So that was coming up for the masculine, and I'll pull a card for you guys. Let's see. I want to pull... This is the traditional Rider-Waite. I like to pull the regular cards for you guys. If you want the oracle cards that I pull, you can always refer back to the union read. They're always at the end. Okay, so I always pull from the Ascension deck, the Past Life deck, and then the Journey of Love. So if you want to get those messages, you can just pop to the end of the other video. Okay, so Mother Mary was coming up earlier too. So let's say Mother Mary and or Metatron. Saint Germain, you guys all came up earlier. Mother Mary, Saint Germain, Metatron. You guys all take a deep breath. What are some last messages for the masculines? What do they need to know this February 5th, 2019, for everyone watching the Best in High School as is concerned? What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Mother Mary, Saint Germain, Archangel Metatron, what do we need to know? That's it. Alright, so the bottom of the deck is the Two of Wands. Okay, so that can be the twin flames. It also can be choosing a path. It's having control over your world. Now ready to decide which path, which direction you'd like to take. And the Knight of Swords is just beneath that. So there's definitely, see, there's been some beneath that are these three cards. Alright, so there was some, the Seven of Cups, the Five of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Alright, so all these harsh energies were about, seeing synchronicities and having it cause conflict in his life, hearing the harsh truth, whether he likes it or not, is now enabling him to see that he has control over his entire world, that he has the power in his hands of his domain. Alright, so then we have this group came out together. It's the High Priestess, the Empress reversed, the Tower reversed, and then the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, these guys came out together. So it's very much about that offer, that the practical offer that came up twice in the read today, in the aftermath of the Tower. Okay, so things have already happened. It could be trying to avoid a mess, but at this point I feel like the mess has already been happening. It's like in the aftermath and the cleanup of the mess. There's a practical offer to help clean up for the Empress reversed in order to make his way to the High Priestess. And the Empress reversed. So it's like, it's like the bookends. You have the bookends of the masculine and the feminine, and then the stuff that's in between. Okay? But there could be a mother or a karmic figure who's gone through something difficult. There may be some illness going on here, or it could be someone had a miscarriage or an abortion, or it could just be someone who's who's a control freak and is pissed right now because their world's falling apart. And that the masculine is offering to help clean up the world. Whether they accept it or not is another story. He could be seeing this about the feminine too, and wanting to offer practical help to the feminine, not knowing if she's going to accept and be the Empress reversed and be really mean, or is she going to be the High Priestess, in her sweet intuitive self. Okay? So then we have the King of Cups. Okay? Because the masculine wants to be his King of Cups self, which is unconditional love. And then the last two cards, the Wounded Warrior came up reversed, which is perfect because that means you're letting go, you're ending the battle and letting go of your holding on to wounds. You no longer need all this stuff that you built over your life, because those are wounds. They're things to let go. They're energies that have negative attachments to them. It's time to let go of those, and you are. Okay? Came up reversed. That's good. That's ending the battle. And then we have the devil reverse, which is detoxing. Okay? It can be extreme chaos as well, but in extreme chaos comes detoxing. So there may very well be an intervention where someone gets, taken into a rehab, something like that. Okay? So it really just confirmed a lot of what came up in the read. So I do have to show you the picture. So it was just 2020, which is judgment. So it's here. All right, we have, this is your read. A lot of cards came out today. Lots and lots and lots. Here, I'll show you this is the basic read too from the icon. Okay. Alright, so just make sure you eat well. That's what the messages were about. And make sure you drink your water as usual. Be good to yourselves. Love yourself first. Rise and be loved.